You're watching First Alert 7 News at 9 on the CW and live on YouTube with Lauren Munt and weather with Tom Tiefertiller.
Her sacrifices, whether it was skipping meals or working late into the night, made me keenly aware of the financial hardships we faced and the worries she carried on her shoulders. Every late night spent studying, every scholarship application submitted is a step towards a life I never thought possible until now.
In 1945, the taxpayers of Howard County created the Howard County Junior College District. It was meant to raise taxes for residents in that area in exchange for better education. Now, 80 years later, they're doing the same with the Open Roads Promise program. We'll have the full details on that program in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us for First Alert 7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live on our YouTube. I'm Lauren Munt, and topping our news tonight are new details in the case we first told you about 2 weeks ago, where twin babies died after drowning. Today we learned that their mother was recently arrested. That arrest came after this woman, Charlotte Harris, admitted she was a drug dealer when investigators found cocaine in her home. You might remember on October 16th, twin 1-year-old girls drowned after they were left in a bathtub. During a search of the home later that day, Odessa police found 3 scales with white residue, empty baggies, and 33.8 grams of cocaine. Harris admitted to being a drug dealer after being read her rights. Harris was then booked into the Ector County Jail on Tuesday on suspicion of manufacture slash delivery of a controlled substance. She was released today after posting a $50,000 surety bond. And this is Joan Reyes de Jesus, who was watching over the twins when they died. She was arrested on 2 counts of injury to a child and remains in jail on surety bonds that are totaling $1 million. We'll update you on this case as we continue to learn more. Continuing to track crime, the sheriff's office says this woman, Loretta Herbert, abandoned 14 dogs inside of a house on South County Road 1200. According to police, some of the dogs were locked in cages with no food or water, and the dogs were taken to the Midland Animal Shelter for treatment. However, one of the dogs had to be euthanized due to its terrible condition. Herbert is charged with 13 misdemeanor charges and 1 felony charge for cruelty to animals. And a Midland man is behind bars following a raid by Midland County Sheriff's narcotics investigators. The raid took place in the 3200 block of Franklin Drive this week, where officials found methamphetamine, heroin, and black tar heroin. Mark Allen Nolf, who was inside the location at the time of the raid, was arrested on 4 local municipal warrants. Further charges are pending, and we'll bring you any additional details if they become available. And if you intend to hit the streets for a fun night of trick-or-treating on Halloween night, the Department of Public Safety has some tips to keep you safe. They say you should wear costumes that are bright and reflective to help drivers see you at night. And if you have on a darker costume, try adding reflective tape. Make sure you and your little ones stay on the sidewalk, out of the way of traffic, and set a meetup location in case you get separated. For adults, if you're hitting the clubs on Halloween, they say don't ruin it by drinking and driving. And be sure to be aware while driving through neighborhoods. Do not assume that kids near the street are paying attention. You can find a full list of safety tips over on our website. That's firstalert7.com. And an update for you on the Midland Firefighters Pension Fund that we've been following. There was another meeting held today to try and resolve the ongoing issue of making sure that the fund has money. Today, a plan was presented to include a 5% cut to firefighter retirement benefits in accordance with the request from July. However, Mayor Lori Blong and the city chief financial officer are still asking for more time to review these options. The next trustee meeting is scheduled for November 4th. Turning now to a moment West Texans have been waiting for the last year. Bass Pro Shops has officially broken ground on a new Odessa location off of Highway 191. This new Bass Pro Shops spans over 100,000 square feet. It'll be the largest outdoor retail store within a 250-mile radius and the 17th Outdoor World location in Texas. Today, Bass Pro appeared just as thrilled to join the Permian Basin as residents are to welcome them.
I cannot be any more excited to be here in West Texas. When I heard we finally made a deal to come here, everybody was excited, from Johnny Morris, the entire company, and myself. So very, very glad, like I said earlier, about being here in not only West Texas, but Odessa.
The store is expected to open in spring 2025. And it was pretty good weather for that opening. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Teever. Tom.
Yeah, a little breezy out there as we saw some pretty good wind gusts with that front moving across. Peak wind gusts today were upwards to 40 miles an hour plus across the Midland Odessa area, so rather blustery this afternoon. Taking a look at current winds, as we are seeing a pretty quiet view out there in Fort Stockton right now with calmer winds out there. Sustained winds upwards to 13 miles an hour in Andrews. And we are seeing gusts all fall below 20 miles an hour at the present time, so that front is drifting through the area, and it's having an impact on temperatures. We're seeing those into the lower 70s now across the West Texas area, but the upper 60s down into the mountains, so pretty quiet conditions out there. And taking a look at your hourly temperatures again this evening, we're going to see things drop off quite a bit into the upper 40s is where we'll settle into first thing in the morning, making for a little bit cooler start to your Halloween.
Thank you, Tom. In some education news, we're talking about how some rural communities struggle to get the same kind of access to things like healthcare and education compared to urban areas. Now, Howard College is working to bridge that gap from rural communities to higher education with the Open Roads Promise program. The Open Roads Promise supports high school graduates as they pursue an associate's degree or certificate at Howard College, all for free. The program is built for students that struggle financially with funding from the Greater Texas Foundation, Ascendium, and support from the Economic Mobility System. Open Roads Promise is available to serve students in those rural communities.
It feels good to have an opportunity. It feels great to know that there's a future and that there are people behind you that want to make that happen. If you want to walk through that door, we're ready to help you, and you can do it.
Now, to be eligible for this program, high school seniors must submit a promise pledge by May 15th, 2025. And Idea Public Schools is welcoming 2 new schools and celebrating with a groundbreaking. Officials broke ground at the new campus, and the school will be called Idea Lopez Academy and College Preparatory. The school will be the 3rd campus in the broader Idea Permian Basin region, and it'll serve grade levels from K2 and 6 in its first year.
We believe that every child, regardless where they come from, regardless of their background in economics, regardless of their background in demographic or ethnicity, that every child has the opportunity or should have the opportunity, and we do just that here. We support them each and every year, closing down whatever gaps they may come to us, and support them not just to, but through college.
Officials say that the school will help prepare students for higher education, and the new campus should be open for the 2025-2026 school year. And this Friday night, Midland High School and Midland Legacy will battle it out at the Astound Broadband Stadium. Midland ISD and the Football Boosters Clubs are pushing for a sellout crowd for Friday night. And according to MISD Executive Athletic Director, the ticket sales are going well so far, and he expects the numbers to go even higher tomorrow and on Friday. West Torres also added that if you're planning to attend the game, it's best to buy those tickets now.
Fans need to go online and buy them ahead of time so that you're not waiting in line or not scanning a QR code at the stadium to purchase a ticket. Have it online, have it purchase it online ahead of time so that when you show up, you're just going up with your QR code and getting that scan to get into the stadium.
Now, the Rebels are the home team for this game. Midland Legacy fans will be on the west side of Astound Broadband Stadium. Legacy junior high students must enter through Gate 2, and the high school students must enter through Gate 1. As for Midland High, those fans will be on the east side of the stadium, and all students will need to enter through Gate 3. Fans can purchase the tickets on midlandisd.net. The game is on Friday, and it starts at 7 o'clock. Speaking of Midland, our player of the week is Midland High's Elijah McCoy. First Alert 7's Jensen Young caught up with him to hear about his historic night.
The First Alert 7 player of the week is Midland running back Elijah McCoy for back-to-back weeks. In Midland's win over the Central Bobcats, Elijah made it into the Midland High record books. He gained 360 yards and scored 7 rushing touchdowns.
Really just my team and their effort and just going down the field, because they did a lot of the work going down the field and allowing me to score and take it and get like all the glory. I really appreciate that.
An incredible 5 records were broken in Friday's win. Elijah now holds the record for rushing yards in a single game, previously held by Roy Coates in 1994. as well as for all-purpose points, all-purpose touchdowns, and rushing touchdowns in a single game. Those 3 records were previously held by Tyler Middleton from the 2010 season. The Bulldogs as a team also set a new record. Just 8 games into this season, Midland has a new school record for team regular season rushing yards. The record was set in 2022 and now sits at 3,695, over 300 more than the previous record.
It means a lot because that was what I wanted to do. That was one of my goals, is to be in the records books, to set my name in Midland High history, because I love Midland High and I want my name to be here forever.
McCoy made it his 2024 goal to beat his 2023 self. He feels this performance went a long way towards reaching that goal.
I have beat myself, but now that I've beat myself, that doesn't mean I have to stop or get to stop. I just got to keep going and see how far I can go.
For records on watch to be broken through the rest of the season, Elijah McCoy has 27 rushing touchdowns. That's 6 shy of the season record of 33. He has 52 career rushing touchdowns, and the record is at 65. And his career rushing total is 3,410, a little over 800 shy of Jay Francis's record of 4,267, set from 1937 to 1939. Elijah has another chance to push for those records on Friday when the Midland Bulldogs take on their crosstown rivals, the Legacy Rebels.
Thank you, Jensen. This afternoon, the 3-day Paul Chavez Invitational Tournament began at the Odessa Country Club in order to honor Paul in his retirement, and it brought several teams from the NJCAA Region 5 Conference to compete. One of those teams was Garden City Community College, where Paul's son Jaden is now the head coach, reuniting father and son in their favorite sport for the next few days, bringing a lot of the excitement for the both of them.
When this event was created, that was one of the things I wanted to make sure that, he would get an invitation and be able to come down and participate. And I'm blessed to be able to have him here and spend some time with him and just have some quality time to spend with my son.
He's been the coach since I was born, so I guess I was kind of born into it and was around it my whole life. And, it was pretty cool. I got to meet a lot of good players, just played for him, and learned a lot for my own golf game from those guys, and just try to continue to use that to help myself and my team. So,
coming up next, this Friday is the 22nd annual HEB Feast of Sharing. We're taking a closer look at the event up next. We're looking in the community now. Today, HEB kicked off their 22nd annual Feast of Sharing celebration. Their Feast of Sharing dinner will be on Friday, but for homebound seniors, getting to that event can be impossible. which is why HEB is partnering with Senior Life Midland. Today, over 500 homebound seniors will receive a meal and a house safety check through Senior Life Midland's Meals on Wheels program. The meals are all sponsored by HEB and delivered by volunteers who drive 38 different routes, each with up to 15 stops, just to make sure that these seniors are included in the holiday season.
We want them to know that they are loved and that we do care that they are part of our community still. We have the ability to be able to just let them know they're not forgotten. These are the seniors and the community that has built Midland to what it is today, and it is our responsibility to make sure that they are taken care of and that they are thought of on a daily basis.
HEB's 22nd Feast of Sharing dinner is on Friday, November 1st. That's this Friday from 4 to 8 at the Horseshoe Pavilion. The event will include live music and entertainment, and it's completely open to the public.
Well, we want some decent fall weather for that, and it looks like we're going to get a little bit of it coming up for Halloween and November 1st. We'll talk about all that coming up next.
Now, from the First Alert 7 Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, let's take a look at those weather makers right now and showing you that one storm system across the plains has swept a front through West Texas. We're going to see some of the cooler air filter in overnight tonight. It should be settling into the upper 40s first thing in the morning. Now, there's another storm system on its heels that's going to keep this trough in place, a stretched out area low pressure. And this is going to bring some rain chances to the forecast, even the possibility of some thunderstorms starting Friday, continuing into Saturday, as that front and the effects of it are going to be short-lived. Now, most of the thunderstorms along this front are across portions of Oklahoma and really not stretching down into north central Texas just yet, but they'll be on the way as this front does move off to the south and southeast. As temperatures again, currently you can see them dropping into the upper 50s now around the Amarillo area, 60 in Lubbock. So the cooler air is on the way, and we'll definitely feel it by the early morning hours. Ahead of that front, plenty 80s out there across the area. Now the Futurecast shows things really lighting up. There might be a shower here over the next couple of hours across the southeast Permian Basin, Big Lake, Ira Ann, Sanderson, but they'll be very isolated. Most things will be quiet and clear overnight tonight. And then for tomorrow, we're going to be looking for a pretty quiet Halloween across the area. But late on Halloween night into the start of the new month, looks like some low cloudiness as southeast winds start to bring in some Gulf moisture. And it looks like this is going to lead the way to some thunderstorm development by 5, 6 in the afternoon across parts of the Permian Basin down towards the Big Bend area. So we'll have to watch out for area football games. There might be some delays if there are lightning delays associated with these storms, and it looks like that'll be the case. And we could see a strong storm or two as the evening progresses coming up on Friday. So again, keep that in mind with any outdoor plans you might have. Upper 40s overnight tonight, so it's going to be a little on the cool side. And then for tomorrow, lower 70s on the way. Trick-or-treating forecast. Temperatures into the 60s, it looks like, and rather nice conditions really for Halloween. 20% chance of thunderstorms again back in the forecast. May have to up that just a little bit if that model continues to be accurate and keeps showing the same thing. Right now we're talking about isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms out of that. A little bit better shot, about a 40% chance coming up on Saturday before we see things start to clear out and we fall back early Sunday morning, 1 hour as daylight saving time ends.
Up next here at 9, some election news across the state as we talk about some voting conduct after this quick break. Early voting is underway and thousands are casting their ballot ahead of the presidential election. Zach Briggs shares one political expert's reminder about the laws in place on what you're not allowed to wear when you're voting in person.
Texas is one of 21 states that bars people from wearing political clothing in or near polling sites. I caught up with a UTSA political science professor to help break down the law when it comes to voting conduct.
Well, the law in Texas, it's pretty clear. It's on electioneering in general that you're not supposed to do certain things or say certain things. You're not supposed to wear certain things.
That's UTSA's John Taylor. Texas law forbids personal political promotion within 100 feet of polling sites. This includes signage and clothing. Pulling out your cell phone, also not allowed.
If it feels like it's a campaign thing, if it feels like you're pushing for a particular candidate, that's going to probably be viewed as electioneering if you're wearing a t-shirt or a hat. You're going to be told to turn your t-shirt around or take your hat off.
Last week, 63-year-old Jesse Lutzenberger allegedly punched an election clerk upon leaving the Johnston Library polling site. According to BCSO, Lutzenberger initially complied with a poll worker's demands to take off his hat that read, "Make America Great Again." After casting his ballot, Lutzenberger allegedly put the hat back on and got physical with an election clerk who was escorting him out.
That, by the way, is not electioneering law. At that point, that's criminal law that's in play here.
Know what you're voting for.
54-year-old Rick Rodriguez voted for the first time. Talking with fellow voters, he says at least one person had to make a quick wardrobe change because of the word Bernie.
Probably thought it was Bernie Sanders. Was told, turn it inside out, and the guy said, I'm cool with that. He said, as long as I don't lose my place in line.
And for those who fail to comply with this law, they potentially face a Class C misdemeanor and a fine of up to $500.
All right, Tom, before we go, did you know that tomorrow is more than just Halloween?
I have a good idea you're about to tell us.
It's also Girl Scout Founders Day, which commemorates Juliet Gordon Lowe's birthday. Lowe started the legendary group in March of 1912 when she held the Girl Scouts' first ever troop meeting in Savannah, Georgia. 18 girls were at that inaugural event, and they would go on to participate in various service projects, outdoor activities, and other adventures. Today's Girl Scouting also includes the group's very popular cookie drives. Since that first meeting more than a century ago, more than 3.7 million girls have become members, and the organization's motto is Be Prepared, and their slogan is Do a Good Turn Daily.
Good slogan.
It is a great slogan, and it's a great program, and quite fitting that it's on Halloween. Maybe some people will be giving out Girl Scout cookies instead of candy. That might be a better...
Yes, it's not Girl Scout cookies.
No, I think it's far away from it, but maybe if you like stocked up, you could give that away. You'd be a favorite house for sure.
That's right. And tomorrow is Halloween, and some people will be handing out some treats. The weather's going to cooperate with you because any showers, thunder showers, holding off, it looks like, until Friday and Saturday.
I'm ready for the cooler fall temperatures. Thanks for joining us for 7 News.